Hi, it's just me again. Sorry to bother you.
I don't think that you are. What would you like? I'm really busy.
Okay, then I will cut to the chase. I just promised the winners of a nationwide contest that they could have the wedding of their dreams here. Do not deny them their dreams.
I'm not denying them anything. I don't have a clue what you're talking about.
I am proposing that you let me fix up the wedding cottage.
Hi guys, it's KJM, and you guessed it, I'm up right now doing a brand new movie review on Hallmark, The Wedding Cottage, starring Erin Kurkow and Brandon Penny, premiered last night at 8 p.m. Eastern on the Hallmark channel. So the last 2 weeks I've been doing wig installs along with reviews, but I don't want to wait on this one. I am not a huge Brandon Penny fan. His 2022 Christmas movie where he was a teacher that was overseeing a choir, it was kind of my favorite movie with him. Definitely not a huge fan. Erin's movies, my favorite by her is It Was Always You, and even that is just okay. So I wasn't really excited about this week's movie, but baby, I'm giving The Wedding Cottage, I'm getting tongue-tied, The Wedding Cottage, a 10 out of 10. It was, Brandon Penny was, not Brandon Penny. Yeah, Brandon Penny. He was charismatic. Erin was funny. The chemistry was off the chain. And baby, I really just was super impressed. This movie had me tearing up. For 2 stars that I'm really lukewarm on, I just couldn't even think, am I gonna like it? Am I not gonna like it? Baby, I didn't have enough time to even take off my bonnet this morning. I was like, I'm going to give you this review. So TikTok is back to only giving me 3 minutes. Maybe they had rolled out a 10-minute thing the last couple weeks. I only had 3 minutes on here now, so I'm just gonna chop it up, give you this review, but I will want to say Erin and Brandon, shout out to you guys, because this movie is going to stay on my DVR. It was heartwarming. It was funny. There was chemistry. I think this has been the best movie that's come out this year, right after the Veiled trilogies. This was just an unexpected delight, and I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. All right, you guys stay tuned for the rest of the review. Part 2, I'm even going to take my bonnet off and we're going to get into this movie because it was just absolutely wonderful. And I love when Hallmark knocks things out the box and makes me believe in love again, baby. And that's what they did. They made me believe in love. And now I'm thinking about The Wedding Cottage. We'll see. Fingers crossed. Stay tuned. Okay, I'm going to set the scene. So enters Vanessa, who is a wedding planner that's done over 230 weddings. And she finally decided to write a book, a guidebook to weddings called Tying the Knot. And her company, since she wants to launch and promote Tying the Knot, her company sponsors a competition that they'll choose a couple and pay for a wedding for them. Okay, enters Amy and Scott, this beautiful couple. Amy's in grad school, Scott is in the army. And they have this heartwarming love story where Scott got hurt in Afghanistan and they were originally engaged then. But once he got hurt, he didn't want to be a burden to Amy. So all of a sudden, he just broke up with her. But 2 years later, their love was still strong and these 2 crazy kids are in love again. Turns out Scott is about to be deployed in 5 weeks. So they tell Vanessa that they need to actually get married in 5 weeks. Vanessa believes in this couple. She chose them. She thinks it'll be good publicity for her book, Tying the Knot. And she decides that she's going to go up to Vermont, the bride's wedding destination, to the Wedding Cottage. Now, apparently the Wedding Cottage has been closed for about 5 years. And Vanessa figures this out before she even goes to Vermont, but she doesn't have the heart to tell Scott and Amy that their dream wedding is just not going to happen at their dream location. Turns out Amy's parents and grandparents got married at the Wedding Cottage. It has a huge tradition, and so Vanessa has to make this happen. So she gets into her car looking fabulous. By the way, this was another one of those movies where the wardrobe was on point, even the casual wardrobe. And she goes to this cute, cozy town in Vermont. and she drives up and sees the wedding cottage, and it looks like a horror movie, okay? It looks like somebody died in there. It definitely doesn't look like a place that someone got married in. But Vanessa, being as ambitious as she is, she doesn't want tying the knot to fail. She doesn't want her final wedding that she's going to plan to fail. And she doesn't want to disappoint Amy and Scott because their love story deserves this cottage and they deserve the tradition. So boom, 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 she knocks on Evan's door. He lives on the property because he owns the wedding cottage and the tiny house that's next to it. Beautiful property, but you can tell that Evan has not been taking care of it in the last 5 years since his grandparents passed. The wedding cottage has such a rich history of love, and I can't wait to continue this saga and tell you guys. Stay tuned for the next TikTok. I'm so sorry they're not giving me 10 minutes this week, but don't lose me. Come back for the. Now, when Vanessa goes to talk to the owner of the wedding cottage, she finds Evan there, and he is a disgruntled and grumpy artist. Turns out he's a sculptor. His grandparents owned the wedding cottage. They actually got married there. They loved it so much they came back and bought it. And his grandmother was running it up until she got sick and couldn't run it anymore. Evan literally just let the cottage run under because he had no interest in continuing the business. But Vanessa did not give up. She wants to hold one more wedding at the wedding cottage. And let's see just how determined she is. Hold your horses.
That you let me fix up the wedding cottage. I walked around the property, I took a peek inside, and really all it needs is a little TLC. Okay, a lot of TLC, but really
Let me say this as clearly as I possibly can. I'm not interested.
Any chance to reconsider?
I am considering calling the sheriff.
That you let me fix up the wedding cottage. I walked around the property, I took a peek inside, and really all it needs is a little TLC. Okay, a lot of TLC, but really
Let me say this as clearly as I possibly can. I'm not interested.
Any chance to reconsider?
I am considering calling the sheriff.
As you can see, Amy was not going to give up on the wedding cottage, and she was determined to convince Evan that she should be able to fix up the cottage and give Amy and Scott their once-in-a-lifetime wedding that they so deserve. This movie was filled with so much great comedic timing. You've got Vanessa going back to the cottage. She's bringing Danishes and coffee to Evan. She's knocking on his door again. She's talking to people in the town to figure out how she can convince him. She spends the night in Vermont and decides this wedding is happening at the wedding cottage no matter what. Evan finally gives in, and Vanessa now has 5 weeks to turn the little shop of horrors that is currently the wedding cottage into this dream wedding site, this dream wedding location, and she actually does it. Okay, she hires a lot of local contractors, and this one man, Daryl, helps her out. He runs everything, and his wife actually happens to own a bakery, so she ends up making the bride's cake, and everything starts to come together. We see Evan helping out Vanessa and her crew to make everything perfect. Amy and Scott come to visit for a day. They want to see the wedding cottage, but the cottage is not ready. Evan helps Vanessa keep the couple busy all day in Vermont before they have to catch their 5 p.m. train, because he understands that if they see the wedding cottage the way how it is right now, they're going to stress. And right now they should only be focused on their love and Scott's deployment in a couple of weeks. This movie was truly beautiful. It was filled with so many kisses. We see Vanessa and Evan falling in love together. The chemistry was so hot. I mean, whether it was a kiss on the lips or whether Evan kissed Vanessa on the cheeks, I was over here like, oh my God. I never found Brendan Penny to be hot. But in this movie, he truly is. I think his personality comes to life. His facial expressions are on point. We see they start to date. Same time, the wedding cottage is coming together. Evan starts sculpting again because he's got a deadline in about 2 weeks. And guess what? Vanessa brings him alive and he starts sculpting. and he is great at what he's doing. And these two are sharing more than coffee and danishes before you know it. Okay, stay tuned for the next TikTok. I'm not done yet. So what was truly amazing about this movie was, even though it's Vanessa's job to be a wedding planner, this is her final wedding before she just focuses on writing her wedding guidebooks, like tying the knot and giving it like a European version, she goes above and beyond for the couple, Amy and Scott. She really is fighting for them. She is crossing the T's, dotting the I's. She even gets them a free first wedding dance lesson from the owner of the inn that she's staying in, who's also a professional dance instructor. It was beautiful to see the secondary love story with Amy and Scott. Even watching them practice their first dance, Scott is worried that his bum leg is going to get in the way and he's going to disappoint Amy for the first dance. But Evan is there to talk to him man to man and say, you're already Amy's hero. Get in the game, son. Like, it's all good. Truly beautiful. Both the primary love story and also the secondary story. Once again, I'm giving The Wedding Cottage a 10 out of 10. I don't think I've given a movie since the Wedding Veil trilogies a 10 out of 10. And I'm truly blown away that two actors that I'm just okay on really made me believe in love today. And as a matter of fact, I wanted to make sure that I do these reviews and all that good stuff. Now, when I went to the Hallmark Facebook page to basically see what the comments were before I even watched this movie, I was looking at it like 5 o'clock this morning. And honestly, I didn't find one bad comment. Everybody was like, they loved it, they loved it, they loved it. It was amazing. The chemistry was great. They'd love to see a sequel. Someone even said that this movie was as good as Lacey Chabert's All of My Heart. And that's a huge compliment because that is one of the go-to Hallmark movies that I personally love to watch, especially in the fall. And that is one of the timeless love stories that they continued into a series. There were 3 All of My Heart movies, and I love 1 and 2. The All of My Heart Wedding, I wish they would just redo that, but this is not what this is about. We're just going to keep it nice and positive. But this was beautiful. 10 out of 10. No, I saw no bad comments, and honestly, I am so impressed with these two actors and the amazing love and the actors that played Amy and Scott, all the people in this beautiful town of Vermont, and baby, even the Wedding Cottage venue itself comes alive, is beautiful. The bride looks stunning. The groom looks handsome. It was just very elegant for a Vermont wedding. It was super elegant, and Hallmark, you guys knocked this one out the park. All right, guys, stay tuned for my upcoming reviews and let me know how you feel about this one. I know I've been playing with the format, but sometimes you're still going to get this traditional format. Love you guys. Bye.